In this video, Kevin and I are going to be talking about our likes and dislikes for the month of April. This is all the junk food, the snack food, the frozen food, all that we have tried. And so we always do the hates first. If they made it in this video, we really hated them, or we absolutely were crazy about them and loved them. So we had 3 things that we just absolutely, you know, some things are like, yeah, I don't like it, but that's a personal preference. These things that we're going to tell you about are actually...
Yeah, can't imagine anybody like it.
No, I would discourage people from buying these things. The first one comes as a huge shock, and that is because this is a brand that most of us know and love and depend on, and that is the Krusteaz brand. And this is the cheesecake muffin mix, and the cream cheese actually tasted rancid, moldy. It wasn't the muffin mix itself.
The muffin was fine.
It was the cream cheese.
Yeah.
The cream cheese was disgusting, and some of you left me comments saying that there's some kind of like a message board or something, and everybody's talking about how something is wrong with the cream cheese. Yeah. It's just not good. Something happened.
And I always think, you know, these companies have taste testers. They don't just put this stuff out. They have like groups of people that test the stuff and say whether it's good or not. That had to have passed all that to get put out, and then everybody's going, it's disgusting. That's surprising.
Yeah. It really bad, especially coming from a solid brand like Krusteaz.
Well,
so
we've had stuff we hated from other big brands too.
Yes,
so.
we have, absolutely. These
happens to them all.
These are the Arnold Palmer brand, and he has passed away, which we didn't know when
we don't follow golf.
We don't follow golf. It's like, I don't know who he is. I don't know that he's, because somebody said something like, why are they talking about him like he's alive? Well, we didn't know he was dead.
I have no clue.
He's not my grandpa. I don't know if he's alive or dead or not.
We literally don't keep up with sports.
No, don't keep up. No sports figures at all. So like these things that'll come out with like football players and stuff, I don't know them from the guy mowing the yard. I just don't. I don't know them from anybody. So Arnold Palmer, I wouldn't know him. If you showed me a picture of him, I'm not going to know him. But these were nasty.
They were pretty bad.
The Grill Room mixed sweet and salty. If you missed a review, you should watch this one. These smelled and tasted like paint, like literal paint. Horrible smell, horrible flavor.
You tasted, they would almost burn your mouth.
Yeah.
Literally, they would burn.
It was bad. It was really bad, and I feel sorry for anybody who buys this because it's that horrible.
It was pretty bad.
So yeah. And
you don't eat very many things that like literally burn your mouth, like chemical burn.
Yeah, it was bad. I'm really surprised that they're still selling that.
Again, they had to pass a group of people to taste test it.
So you think every single company in the
every
world
company out there,
has their
I
own...
don't know of any company that doesn't go through some kind of panel and say, what do you think about the flavors of these when they're researching it.
They must be paying.
If they don't, they're crazy.
They must be paying people, and then the people are too afraid to say no, that sucks. Because why wouldn't you be honest?
I would be honest.
Because
that's what they want, is honesty.
They do, but if they're getting paid, they might not feel like they can be as honest. So I wonder if these people get paid.
They need to pay me, because I'd be honest.
Oh, I'd be very honest. You know we would be.
I would do it for a job.
And then the third thing that we hated, this was a surprise too. These are the Private Selection, which is a Kroger brand. Cherry Harvest White Chocolate Cherry Blondie Dessert. These are actually made in Canada, but they sell them here at Kroger. They were wet and pasty.
It was like they took Play-Doh and literally made them in squares.
It was like they weren't baked. It was like they made them and formed them into these squares, and then they forgot to bake them.
No, they half baked them.
And they're supposed to be cherry. There's no cherry flavor.
They look nice.
They looked beautiful, just like all the bars do that are in the bakery. No, this is why you have to just keep on walking, because these were bad. Absolutely horrible.
That was probably one of the worst texture blondies I've ever had in my life.
Yes.
It was like literally eating paste.
Yeah.
It was awful.
It was bad. Okay, so let me get rid of these big things at one time. These are Hidden Valley Ranch We have the Buffalo Ranch,
Sweet Barbecue Ranch,
Cracked Pepper Ranch, and then Blue Cheese Ranch. These three were my favorites. The Buffalo, the Cracked Pepper, and the Blue Cheese were exceptional. And then Kevin's favorite was the Sweet Barbecue, which I liked it too, but I just like these better.
They were all good though.
I would choose this brand over
a lot of other dipping sauces.
Yes, many other dipping sauces. Like I would choose these over like all those like the Chick-fil-A sauces, the Flavor Town sauces. These just have so much flavor, and I found myself.
And they're easier to find.
This is like how good they are, because this is not like me at all. But I found myself working on my computer thinking, wonder what we have in there that I can dip in those sauces. Just as an excuse
to eat the sauce.
To eat the sauce. I was thinking, what do we have in the kitchen that I can just dip in that sauce just to eat it? Because it's that good.
It was really good.
Terrific. So if you go to the store every time and you buy a certain cracked pepper sauce or a certain blue cheese or whatever, I wish you would give these a try, because they really are good enough to where I think you'll be like, oh my gosh, I love those.
They were good.
Okay, so now this new Sprite Chill. This is the strawberry kiwi. I really enjoyed this. The bad thing is this is full calorie. And so I will never buy it again because it's full. It's 240 calories, and for me, I would rather eat a Payday candy bar than drink this.
Or a Reese's cup,
or for less calories. Yeah. But that's just me. But if you like strawberry kiwi and you don't mind the calories, this was a really good drink. It says Sprite Chill. Some people think that it did have a certain cold aspect to it. I personally didn't.
I never picked that up.
But that was,
like a cooling, like you get with mints and stuff.
Yeah, I did not get that.
Get that.
Yeah, I did not get that at all. But I thought it was a good drink.
But the drink's cold, so who knows?
Yes, exactly. You're drinking it cold,
yeah,
so it's gonna be cold.
Anyway.
But other than that, like I didn't get any like cooling sensation or anything
I didn't
like that.
These are the Fat Boy churro sandwiches, and these are the mint cookie ice cream sandwiches. These are both really good. This was my favorite though, because that was like, it was top notch as far as the flavor and stuff goes. But this mint was really nice too. And
the bad thing is, we don't get either one of these in our area.
We've looked.
I told you all, when we did these reviews, we bought these in South Carolina and we brought them home on dry ice. We have not gotten any of the specialty flavors that we reviewed on the channel. I think we did like 2 different reviews. We haven't gotten any of those in our area. We get the basic like vanilla ice cream sandwiches and stuff like that. We don't get any of these specialty flavors. I don't know why, but we just don't get them in our area.
No, and they're good.
They're very, very good. Maybe one of these days they'll decide that they're going to
expand out the specials.
Yeah, they are. They're manufactured in Utah. So if you can get from Utah to South Carolina, then how about stopping in Kentucky on your way to South Carolina?
It's funny because South Carolina had like tons. I mean, tons of them.
It was like, this is Fat Boy area.
Yeah, you would have thought they were made close by.
Yeah, and they're not. That is funny.
They were very good though.
Okay. Let's see. I'll show you this. This was a very huge surprise. Mast General Store is one of those that we went in while we were in Greenville, South Carolina. And it's the coolest store. They do have different locations of Mast General Store. And so if you get a chance to go in one, I highly recommend it because they sell everything.
Yeah. A big majority of it was clothing and stuff like that.
It's mainly clothes.
But we walked past all the clothes and got to the food.
We got to the food.
And the souvenir kind of gifty stuff.
Yeah, they have games, toys, outdoor stuff. So if you have like kids, don't think like it's just a clothing store and your kids are going to be bored. No, there's stuff for the kids to look at too. There's tons of puzzles and toys and stuff like that.
The one we went to though, what was interesting is the whole front was all closed. So if you didn't know any better, you would walk in there and go, oh, this is just a clothes store and leave. But it was all the way in the back downstairs, down these little, just a little short flight of stairs. There had all the other
all
stuff.
The good stuff's in the back.
Yeah, it was in the back. And at that location.
Yeah. Well, this is, we found a bunch of different candy bars. So many candy bars that we did 2 reviews. But this is the Lemon Blueberry Crunch. And what is so surprising about this one is normally I hate lemon and blueberry combinations.
Usually too much.
It's too much for me. This was absolutely wonderful. It's lemon flavored white chocolate with blueberry crunch. And it was just the perfect candy bar. I thought it was really fantastic.
Nice. Yeah, it had a good texture and flavor. I mean, everything about it was really good.
Okay.
You want to do?
You do something.
I'll do a candy bar as well. This one is the Butterfinger, the salted caramel. And I was making a video and editing a video, and Tammy opened this package up and went, wow! It was just funny. I thought about putting it on repeat. Wow, wow. Because when she opened it, it wasn't chocolate on the outside. It was a caramel coating. Even though it shows a picture of it like that, neither one of us were expecting that. We were expecting it to be a standard Butterfinger, but have the caramel inside.
Yeah.
Instead, the coating is on the outside for the caramel, but it was really good.
I buy this stuff, but it's not like
we don't actually look at it
and study it before we do the review.
We want it to be a surprise.
Yeah, I want it to be a surprise. I don't want to hear. That's why I don't watch other food reviews, and I don't want to hear what other people say because, as a matter of fact, when somebody said, "Well, so and so said," I said, "What do you mean? You watch other people? You watch other people? Why would you do that?" But I give people a hard time when they say that because I don't watch other food reviewers as someone who's doing it because I don't want to be
like
influenced at all or not get the surprise. So that was a total
literally was you could tell it was a complete shock.
Yeah.
Wow. It was really good. If you like that texture of Butterfinger, we actually like the texture of this one better than the original Butterfinger because it was more flaky.
Yeah,
so it was really nice.
Good. Okay, continuing on with candy bars, I have the Hostess Twinkies candy bar. Do you remember where we bought this?
No, vaguely, no.
Family Dollar.
Yeah, I know it was someplace we don't shop all the time.
It was at Family Dollar, and it was up front at the actual register. So they didn't have it like where the candy bars would be. This was a creamy, soft, delicious, like super, super sweet, like the kind of dessert that I like. A candy bar, you know, I want it to be sweet. This was super sweet and excellent.
It didn't really taste like a Twix though. I mean, a Twinkie.
A Twinkie, not a Twix, a Twinkie. Yeah, and these are made by R.M. Palmer in Pennsylvania. So we got that one, and it was wonderful. This was also sitting there at the same time at Family Dollar, and this is the dark chocolate candy bar. So for all of those of you that say, you hate dark chocolate. No, I don't. No, we don't. We just have a preference. We just like a specific kind of dark chocolate.
We don't prefer dark chocolate.
This was absolutely wonderful. We've liked dark chocolate from the UK before. There's been plenty of dark chocolates we like.
I don't like the bitter dark chocolate.
Right. This was sweet. You could tell it still is dark chocolate. It's excellent quality, but it had that sweetness that we just love. So I think both of these were in the exact same video. So if you want to watch them, but they're both terrific candy bars. And it's funny because we did buy that at Family Dollar, and you would think that I would have seen this since then. Have you seen it at like Walmart or? I don't know that I've seen it, which is weird.
I haven't seen either one of those anywhere.
Yeah, but they're both excellent.
We'll stick with candies here.
Candy bars. These are basically egg-shaped candy bars.
Yeah, these were the graders. This one is the coconut cream with dark chocolate.
And this is the black raspberry in dark chocolate. And they're egg-shaped because they came out for Easter. And we happened to go in the Grader's Scoop Shop. And they had these in the Scoop Shop. Yeah. Well, they should be sold everywhere. They should sell these like they sell Russell Stover.
I know, because they were very, very good. I mean, the flavors and textures and everything.
And they had so many. We did a bunch of them in one video. And we did every flavor that they had.
Yeah. It doesn't say who makes them. It just says distributed by. So it doesn't say who actually makes them. Heck, they might be made by Russell Stover.
They might, but they're really good.
They were excellent.
Yeah. And a lot of you said you didn't even know they made them.
Yeah.
Neither did we. It was a complete
I think you would
surprise.
have to have a graders, or maybe they sell them on their website or something. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay, these were sent to us. I think this is the only thing that was sent to us like from a company. Normally, companies don't send us a lot of stuff at all.
Buy that stuff.
Almost everything we buy with our own money.
Like Air's been very grateful, or very giving.
Giving, yes, they have. They've been very giving, even if we said we didn't enjoy something, which has only happened like one time. But they always send us free samples, which is so nice. This is probably my very favorite ever, Like Air. And
it was good.
That's the only bad thing is it says it's limited edition. This is the Maple Cinnamon Churro. I love these things. Love them. They are absolutely terrific. And I think, I could be wrong, but I'm thinking they might sell this size bag at like Sam's Club or Costco or someplace like that. I don't know. If they don't sell this size bag, they should. Because this is the size bag that I like, and it's only 80 calories.
Yeah, it's a nice portion size for it.
It is. So like if I'm walking through the kitchen and I want something that's sweet, and it's going to make me feel like I had a lot.
And it takes you a while to eat it.
Yes, then these are perfect. And I've done exactly that. I've been walking through the kitchen and grabbed a bag.
Yeah, nice.
They're wonderful. I love that flavor.
Yeah, you can't beat 80 calories for a little snack.
No.
You want to do these? These are the Rice Krispie treats. These are the Rice Krispie Bliss. I had the chocolate sea salt pretzel.
Caramel sea salt pretzel.
Yeah, and they were really, we liked the pretzel part just as much as the other parts.
This was a surprise.
Yeah.
Because I honestly thought when you see something like this, you think, oh, that's just going to be a gimmick, or how can it be that different?
It's going to be a Rice Krispie treat, and they've added some little stupid thing to it.
It actually makes a big difference, and they are very, very tasty. They're a good little treat. And these aren't a lot of calories either. They're 100 calories.
Yeah, and this one's 110.
Yeah. So, I mean, if you haven't tried these because you kind of thought it was probably a gimmick too, that it would be that different, it really does add a lot of flavor to the original Rice Krispie treat.
Yeah, it was really, really good.
Okay, now this, we talked about Mast General Store with the candy bar. We bought both of these in Mast General Store. Poppy popcorn is made in North Carolina, and Mast, like I said, we were in South Carolina, and so they had all kinds of flavors, but we had already reviewed them. So this is the apple butter, and this is the cappuccino, and
they're both really good.
And
I think at the time when I did the video, I said the apple butter was my favorite, but then I ate some afterwards and switched over. I think the cappuccino was my favorite because it didn't taste like coffee.
Yeah, if you know Kevin, you would be shocked to hear him say that he switched over to the cappuccino.
Yeah, it didn't really taste like coffee though. It was really like a darker caramel flavor. It was
and
really nice.
You really got to appreciate their caramel. Their caramel popcorn. This is a little bit pricier popcorn, but it's actually it's really good quality, so it's worth the money. But they don't just do sweet. They also do like pimento cheese and cheese, and I mean they do all kinds of flavors like that. Mexican street corn and stuff like that. So it's just a really good brand. And we don't see them around here. We see them in oddball places like bookstores.
Yeah.
Completely oddball
it is.
For popcorn.
Or some specialty stores have them, like gift shop
Buc-ee's.
Places. Yeah.
Buc-ee's sells Poppy, so it's going to be in kind of specialty stores like that.
Well, I have a bunch of ice creams. Do you want me to just run through all of them?
Sure.
This was the Turkey Hill Late Night Brownie Batter Cookie Dough. Excellent. Haven't seen it around here.
No, bought that in South Carolina.
Literally haven't seen it around at all.
Don't have it here.
This was another one. Killamon. It's a dairy-free banana banana.
It had a minion.
It had minions on it.
It was wonderful.
It was very, very good.
Yes.
It was some of the best banana I think we've said.
And it's dairy-free.
Yeah, and it was dairy-free.
Yes.
So that was excellent. Did we buy that down there
South
too?
Carolina, yeah. Haven't seen that here.
This one we bought here. This one is the specially selected Dulce de Leche Super Premium Ice Cream. It was excellent.
And I've tried to tell people, if you're going to pick a frozen brand from Aldi, go for the specially
Yeah,
selected.
don't buy that.
Don't buy Sunday Shop.
Yeah,
Just
Sunday Shop is cheap.
avoid Sunday Shop like the plague.
Yeah.
I know they do like cutesy little things. They do like different, like rose shapes and different shapes and stuff. Don't fall for it.
It just doesn't
don't.
taste
It's
good.
just not any good.
No.
But the specially selected is very good.
Yeah, it's more like, this is like actual good stuff. The other one's like novelty type ice cream. It's made to be cheap novelty stuff.
That's what it's for like kids to,
Yeah,
Ooh,
to look at it and eat it, you know, like we used to eat.
You're right.
Push pops and stuff. They weren't the best thing in the world, but hey, they came out of a toilet paper tube. And then this is, they did. And this is the Publix limited edition Black Swamp Raspberry Cheesecake.
The Publix, I would say if you're going to Publix, then stick with the limited edition ones.
Yeah.
Those are the ones that we have found are the best quality.
And they're not always black. They're in white containers and everything, but they're the limited ones.
But the limited.
Yeah.
Anytime they come out with
Like special
limited
flavors.
or they'll say new, even though they're not new, they've had them out in years past. They'll put new, I guess, because they're like new in the store at that time. It's kind of deceptive.
The limited
that way.
edition is a better
But-
word for it.
I think so too, but look for those and stick with those because
Yeah,
those are going to
they're really
be
good.
the best ones.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Now, I have 2 more ice creams. These were mailed to us from Amanda. So thank you, Amanda. This is Cafe Pana, and you have to get it shipped through Goldbelly. It's very expensive. It's like $20 a pint, so it's very expensive. Sometimes it's worth it. Sometimes it's not. This is the carrot cake, and this was the birthday cake, and these were the best. Now, there were some flavors in this grouping that we did 2 reviews. There were some that like we didn't like at all, and we're like, what the heck, you know, because you're paying.
It's like literally, I don't want to even finish this.
Yes, you're paying $20 for it. And well, Amanda paid $20 in this case. We have ordered Cafe Pana before, but what I would say to you is if, I believe they're in New York. Yeah, freshly churned in New York. If you can go to their shop and get it, I would get it that way. I wouldn't necessarily pay $20 for it on Goldbelly because sometimes it's excellent, sometimes it's not. And for $20, it should hit every time, and it doesn't.
It's almost like you're gambling.
Because sometimes they put mix-ins that turn mushy and that just aren't good to put in ice cream, or they're just a not good flavor. You know, just because you can put the flavor doesn't mean you should put the flavor, and not every combination is that good. So if you could go to the scoop shop, I think it would be totally worth it, especially if you could get the carrot cake or the birthday cake.
They were good.
But I wouldn't necessarily order it from Goldbelly because, like what I said, it's just every flavor isn't like dependable.
Right.
Okay.
You're literally gambling.
You are gambling with your money, yeah.
Okay, let me do mine, and you do
Okay.
This is the Clancy's, which is an Aldi brand. This is the sweet vanilla kettle corn popcorn. It was really good. I mean, it was sweet,
Yes.
good texture. I mean, it was
yes.
just good popcorn.
They had they had this bag out for Easter. And yes, it was very good popcorn. Like, I would totally buy that again. It did have a lot of hulls.
Yeah.
But it was good popcorn.
Yeah, the smell's all gone.
Oh, is it gone?
I can't smell it.
Oh. Okay, and then the last thing that I have is, and this is gonna come as a surprise if you know me, this is the Doritos Flamin' Hot. That's the part that's the surprise. But these are the Korean style barbecue. I love this flavor.
They were good.
This Korean style barbecue. I've never actually had real Korean style barbecue.
I had frozen Korean barbecue.
Yeah.
Frozen meals.
Like, but we've never had like fresh,
Like go get it at a restaurant.
Yeah, we've never had anything like that before, and I love how sweet and delicious. So much flavor. The Flamin' Hot on these for me, I don't normally like Flamin' Hot anything, but these to me, I think it was because it's combined with that super sweet Korean barbecue flavor that it didn't come across as hot.
Yeah, it wasn't as hot as the Flamin' Hot.
as like Cheetos.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I thought these were terrific. I would love it even more if they would make just a Korean barbecue
without
the heat.
Yeah, maybe a touch of spice, but not like that hot.
Right. Give me the Korean barbecue without being flaming hot, and I would like it even more.
Yeah.
But
yeah, literally you have to buy it.
Because it's a terrific, it really is a perfect blend of seasonings with those tortilla chips. They're awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, so are you ready to switch?
Good.
Kevin has a channel called Lunchtime Review, and he reviews frozen foods or fast foods or
sandwiches.
He's bought an air fryer now, so he's doing air fryer meals on this other.
It's really expanded my horizons with the air fryer.
so this is a completely different YouTube channel called Lunchtime Review, and it's linked below this video. So if you're like, how do you get to that? Because I have had people that didn't know about it.
Or search for it.
It's right below. It's linked below. It'll say a Lunchtime Review, and you can click on it. And then Kevin does videos 5 days a week.
Mm-hmm. It's all stuff you can make in the microwave, air fryer now, shelf stable stuff, sandwiches that are in a cooler.
Every Thursday you'll get a out to eat, fast food, some kind of out to eat video.
Yeah, and I'll talk about that in just a second. So I did not have any likes this month. I didn't have any ones that just blew me away. Usually I give a rating from 1 to 5. Anything below 3 is kind of a hate. Anything 4.5 or 5 is I loved it. I didn't really have anything. Most of the stuff was 3s and 4s this month. It was really just kind of like in the middle somewhere.
Just really, regular food.
Yeah, it really wasn't like blow you away. But if you think about it in reality, in your everyday life, how often do you eat food that's just going to blow you away? And I want to eat that all the time. Right. You usually don't. You also don't run into things you absolutely want to spit out of your mouth or throw at the people that make it. This was the case with these. I would like to take this to the company and make them eat it in front of me, because I bet you they've never eaten this stuff. It was horrible. This is the mac and cheese head. Yeah, go ahead. The mac and cheese head. This was a sriracha. What flavor was that one?
This is oozy, 3 oozy cheese.
Yeah, oozy. It was oozy everything. Pasta was oozy. The flavors were nasty. The pasta was the mushy. Now, if you like mushy pasta, like pasty mushy pasta, you'll love them, because that's all they were. They were the mushiest, nastiest pasta I think I've ever had in my life. And didn't I say on there, I wrote a little note to myself, it was the taste was also bad. It
mushy, bad taste.
Yeah, it was just a really horrible taste. So I gave these 2s out of 5s.
Which is still a 2.
It's a 2. So it wasn't like I want to spit it out instantly. Like I've had a couple things that were 1s. Like I took a bite. It's like I don't want to even put another bite in my mouth. I could eat these, but boy, I would not enjoy them.
What I was looking at was where they're made, because I was thinking these were made in the UK, and they are. They're made in Kent, in the UK.
Should be ashamed.
Yeah. Well, it makes you wonder, like people in different areas are used to eating foods in different ways. Yeah. So it makes you wonder, in the UK, is that a thing? Is it mushy peas is a thing. Yeah. We don't eat our peas mushy.
You that, like SpaghettiOs. I think SpaghettiOs are disgusting because they are so mushy. I mean, like literally mush. This was like that, but these were full size like pasta.
But since you brought that up, we have learned that our SpaghettiOs aren't the same thing. When we say that, theirs aren't the same thing.
Yeah, theirs are not squishy like that.
Yeah, so they're SpaghettiOs in the UK.
They're called spaghetti hoops or something.
Yeah, they're called something different, but it's apparently a completely different experience than what we have here.
Well, don't get these.
Yeah.
They're not very good. Unless you, like I said, unless you like mushy pasta, go for it. But I do not like that mushy, way overcooked. And you literally throw them in the microwave for 60 seconds to heat them up, and that's it. They're already cooked. So, yeah, they were just bad.
Okay, so then I told you Kevin does fast food videos. He does them every Thursday. They go up. So maybe you're not interested in shelf stable or frozen foods, but maybe you like to see fast food. Well, he is giving you a fast food video every Thursday.
Yeah, and I try to do something like new, like something the news come out. Sometimes there's nothing new in our area, so I can't do that, but most of the time
Or sometimes it's so gimmicky that Kevin's not going to do it just to get a click.
Yeah.
Kevin is not going to go to McDonald's and order a meal that's themed after a certain celebrity,
Right.
just because they have chosen different components to put together. It's the exact same food.
It's the same stuff.
But somebody has specially selected these things and they've created a meal for it. He's not going to do that just to get a click,
No.
like a lot of these
unless it's a
channels
new
will.
sauce. Unless if it's a
Then
new
that's
sauce,
different.
that's different.
Then that's different. It's
a
something
gimmicky
new.
deal.
But yeah, he's not going to do that. He doesn't need that.
Although this month I kind of did that, but not really because I wanted to see what was in there. So I'll go through it.
I know what we're going to talk about.
So one of the things I had was the Taco Bell. It was basically they were street tacos, and they had some new nacho fries. That was one of them. The McDonald's. That's what I was saying was kind of gimmicky. It was the Minecraft meal. The meals and the food was the same. They did have a new sauce. It was the Nether lava sauce or something like that.
So see, that's something new.
It was a new sauce.
Yes.
And they did have the toys, and I wanted to see what the toys were like.
Kevin's
I actually wanted
Minecraft.
to see what the toys were
So
like.
you didn't do that for the
So I didn't do it for the
Yeah.
gimmick. It wasn't literally a repackaged meal that they always have.
Right.
And I'll comment on the McDonald's meal here in just a second. I just want to go through them all. The Domino's stuffed crust had the pizza, which was the meat, kind of the meat specialty pizza. Had so many people recommend or ask that I try that, so I finally got around to trying it. So if you missed it, I do that one this month. And then I did the Wendy's Cajun Crunch spicy chicken sandwich. And it had an orange drink, which was just an orange drink, an orange lemonade, and then the caramel swirl frosty, which I have comments on that too. McDonald's, the lava sauce, it was so hot. Like, I don't know why they did it that way. I mean, I know they're trying to do like
the Nether.
The Nether, and it's literally was originally called Hell. In the first, like when it first came out, it was called Hell.
Kids would have loved it. If
I'm going to hell.
If McDonald's.
I'm going to build in hell.
Yeah.
But they made it so spicy that kids would enjoy it. Literally, I didn't enjoy it. It was way, way, way too hot for me. I mean, it was hot.
But you know, there are kids who do like that.
Really spicy foods, I guess.
Yes, that absolutely love that.
I'm telling you, it was set your mouth on fire hot. I would have thought McDonald's would have been more like general audience flavors, so they could have made it a little spicy, but not like that hot, because it was literally hot. But I thought the toys were cool. The toys were really neat. What was sad was Andrew had gotten, and a friend of his had gotten the toys for the grandkids, and then I got two to give to the grandkids, basically. And we got the same toy. He got two different toys, but they were two of the same things that I got.
But we're in the same area, so maybe
He got his in Richmond,
and we got ours
in
here.
Winchester.
Yeah.
So, who knows? But I just thought it was funny he got the exact same too. Out of the bunch, I would probably pick, honestly, the Domino's stuffed crust, because it was probably the best one out of the four. The Taco Bell, they're starting to get to the point where they're just repeating the same crap over and over again. It's just, they're basically just folding it a different way and toasting it a little differently, and then they're just calling it the same thing. I mean, they're calling it something different.
New, yeah.
They're getting to the point where they're putting out new stuff, but it's really just the same thing rehashed a little bit. So,
well, there's only so much you can do.
I know. Well, I said it in a video, maybe not in the last one, but in one before. I said they bought this toasting machine and they're going to use it as much as they possibly can to toast this stuff.
Daggone it.
So whether they fold it in a square and a rectangle or an oval or whatever, they're going to use this stupid thing. The McDonald's, again, the meal wasn't new, but the sauce was new, and it was way, way, way too hot. The Wendy's Cajun, honestly, I was disappointed. I love Wendy's. That's probably one of my favorite restaurants as far as their food goes. The fries are top notch.
And I never recommend we go there. I haven't eaten Wendy's in years.
Me and Ashley, when we're running around together, we always go to Wendy's.
Okay.
Always.
Okay.
But the Cajun Crunch was really disappointing, because all it was a chicken sandwich. And the Cajun part was these little crispy onions that were supposed to have Cajun seasoning. There wasn't enough on there and enough seasoning on there to make any difference whatsoever at all, because the chicken was already so hot and spicy that you really didn't taste it at all. So I'm kind of disappointed in that. I'm really, really, really disappointed in the Frosty. I told Tammy what they did, and she goes, well, that was nothing, wasn't it? What they did was they took the plastic cup and they squirted the caramel around on the inside. Like if you took the bottle of caramel and just squirted it around the outside of the cup and then filled it with the Frosty mix on the inside. So it looked swirled on the outside, but it was just solid frosty
There
on the
was
inside. There was
no-
no swirl through it.
Yeah, there's no
So-
swirl on the inside.
And so by the time when you're actually eating it, unless you're actually getting the caramel, like a big hunk of the caramel, it didn't make any difference to the flavor at all. So I'm really disappointed. It was good because I like a frosty anyway, but it was really disappointing. The Domino's was probably one of the best stuffed crust pizzas I've ever had because it was thick. I mean, it was, the cheese in it was that big around. I mean, it was huge. It was like they took the cheese sticks that you buy in the store. They had a big bunch of them and just laid them all around there and folded the crust over and baked it. That's what it was like because it was a lot of cheese. I've had other stuffed crusts that were like really thin or not much cheese in there. This was a lot of cheese.
That's the one you took to Andrew, isn't it?
Yes, I took the
Okay.
leftover because I couldn't eat a whole pizza.
Yeah.
I ate like half of it and I took
Yeah.
the rest of it to Andrew.
He called me and asked me if I wanted it, and I said, no, I'm not going to eat that. And he said, well, then I'm going to call Andrew and see if Andrew wants it. And Andrew said,
and he was off that day.
yeah,
so.
Andrew was off that day, and he said, well, heck yeah, I'll eat that for dinner tonight.
Yeah.
So
I took it over to him.
Yeah, so Andrew got if you're wondering what happened to the rest of the pizza, Andrew ate the rest of the pizza.
So out of the bunch, I would definitely have I would do the Domino's anytime because it was really, really good.
Yeah. So that is it. That is for our month of April. So if any of these videos sounded interesting to you, and you missed them, then please go back and watch them. And if you have not subscribed to the channel, we would greatly appreciate you liking the video and subscribing. That means a lot to us, and it helps us get the word out about our channel. So I hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you next time.